Junkyard Junkie back here with another video. Today we'll be working on a 1998 Ford Ranger XLT. We're going to replace the fuel pump on it, so stay tuned and we'll show you that. Okay guys, just to make sure this is your problem, you want to first turn your key to the on position or have a buddy do it while you put your ear next to the gas tank and listen for the fuel pump to engage. You'll hear it kick on and then you'll hear it kick off. Get them to try it a couple times. If you don't hear it kicking on and off, it could be a relay, it could be your inertia switch, which I will show you in just a minute. There's other things it could be. Don't automatically assume that it is your fuel pump. With this vehicle, I've already done a fuel pressure test. I checked it up here at the Schrader valve that I'll show you. You can get a cheap little kit or a more advanced kit and do it. I was getting no reading, so I went down to the fuel filter and checked down there, and it was squirting out, but just not enough to even register on my fuel pressure tester. So I know it's the fuel pump itself. Okay guys, so this is a fuel pressure tester kit. This is a more advanced one. It's got a bunch of adapters and everything else. It was relatively cheap and inexpensive. On the outside here, you'll have your PSI, how much fuel pressure you have. You have a relief valve right there that you just press a button right here that relieves the pressure. You got a hose that connects right here so you can drain it into a bucket so you just don't drain it on your car or just anywhere. Okay guys, if you see right here, this is where the Schrader valve is. Right there, you just screw it on and then you would hook up your fuel pressure tester right there. You turn the car on. If it cranks up, that's fine. If it doesn't, turn it over 4 or 5 times and check your readings and see if you're getting good fuel pressure. If it's not fuel pressure, it could be something with the ignition system or coils or spark plugs or anything else. It's got a little Schrader valve that pushes in when it depresses. I'm taking it off now because mine was at 0 PSI. But if you look in there, that actually presses the Schrader valve down. Clean up any fuel you'll get on the car. Okay guys, if you come here where the cab meets the bed and look in between, that white cone right there is where your fuel pump's at. So we're going to remove this whole bed frame to get to it. Okay, so now that you're ready to take your bed off, you want to remove the gas cap. So just go ahead and unlock it. Okay, so now there's 3 7mm bolts. That's a weird size, but you want to take all of them out. That will disconnect the filler neck from your truck bed. Okay, so now all you want to do is just push it through, just like that. So that way it's not in the way no more. Okay, so if you go under your truck, spare tire, near the driver's side, you'll see this wiring harness right here. If you take this apart, you don't have to take out your back lights. So it's just a simple push tab, so I can't really record it. Let me see if I can do it. This is what it looks like unplugged. Okay guys, so you want a good torque set, or at least a T55. That's what these are. There's a total of 6 of them. So you got one right here. You got one right here. And if you look on the other side, you have one right there. And if you come down here, back into the truck, you got one right here, and 2 on the exact opposite side. All those have to come out. Okay, so today I'm going to be using this Milwaukee impact gun, 1/2 inch. I will be using a chrome socket. I don't have the impact version of the T55, so I'm okay with using this. If you're not, that's fine. You can use a hand tool like a 3/8 breaker bar with this, and that's okay too. If it has dirt in it like that, we're going to use a screwdriver and pick it out. Just take a screwdriver and get in there, clean all that out. Alright, now just repeat the process for the other side. Okay, so once you get all 6 bolts out, get you a friend or a helper and lift it up together and move it back enough to get to the fuel pump. Alright, once you got it separated, you don't have to go very far with it, you just got to go far enough to get to your fuel pump. So you can take it all the way off if you want, but I just went this far so we can just scoot it right back on there. Right there is your fuel pump. Before you do anything else, you want to go ahead and clean that up. So we're going to blow it off and then just clean it up so none of that debris gets in your gas tank. So we will go from this to this. Okay, so first we want to take this little thing right here. It's got a push tab. Just push it in and pull out. Just like that. Now we're going to take these fuel lines off. Okay, so for this one, just pry it up. As you can see, it comes right off. Now for this one, if you see my fuel filter video, it's just like that. You take that off. We're just going to get in there with a little tool. Okay, now that you got that free, we're going to spin it loose. There is a tool you can use to actually spin it loose, but we're going to use a chisel and hammer. Okay, now that you get that out of the way, we're just going to lift this up. Watch out for the level. Out it comes. Okay, so this is your fuel pump. This right here is your level. So the more gas you got, higher it'll be, and then that will tell your gas gauge on your cluster to be where it needs to be. So if it's halfway, it'll show halfway. If it's empty, it'll be empty. These are one-time use clamps right here, but someone's been in here before, so all we gotta do is loosen this up, and we'll take that out, and we'll be ready. Okay, so we'll just down here. Take this little bolt off, and we'll be able to wiggle this a little bit free. As you can see, it's right there. All it is a 7mm. Pull it out. See, now, bring this up. Take that hose off. Take this connector off. And that is your fuel pump with its little sock. Its little screen or filter, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so here's our new parts, our new pump. Just match it up with the old one, make sure it's the same, and it is. We could use the old sock, but we're not. We're going to use a new one because it's another form of filtering. Okay, you got your new fuel pump, your new filter, sock, whatever you want to call it. Now you got those ready to go. You're just going to stick it in here. Take our sock. Make sure that's in there nice and tight. Shouldn't be able to pull it out. You don't want to pull too hard either, but you know, just make sure it's in there nice. Okay, so now then, we want to stick this right back up in here. And you see there's a little hole. Slide that right in there like that. We'll find our clamp. Before you do that, go ahead and plug it back up. Now we're going to stick this right in here, just like so. Take our clamp, put it on right there, circle it around. 7mm bolt. Now that that's secured, you're ready to go. After you put this back in. Alright, now that that's secured, you just want to put your tube back on there. Just bend it. Put it back on there. There's another rubber piece you gotta take off. Take that rubber piece off. Stick your hose back on there. Tighten it back up. Alright, that's good and tight, and that's it. It's ready to go back in. So we'll take our gasket, put it on here. we're gonna have our lines coming that way, so we gotta put our float in first. Before you connect anything, you want to put your lock ring back on. Now that it's tight, we're going to tap it in a little bit. Alright, that's good and tight. Now we're just going to plug it up, which is a little bit easier than disconnecting it. Click that in, push that all the way up. You'll hear a click on this one. Lock that back in. Don't forget this piece. There you go. Now you're locked. We're good to go. Okay, now is a good idea to go ahead and turn the ignition key on to see if it primes good and everything else, because earlier, before this fuel pump came out, it wouldn't even register on there. So we'll do that now. As you can see, we're at about 35 on just the prime. Crank it up. Should be around, I think it's 45 to 60 PSI. And there we go, we're at 63 PSI, so that's great. Now I'm going to go ahead and get a helper to help me put that bed back on, and then after that we'll go back through the process of putting it back together. Okay guys, if you want to know where the Schrader valve is on this 3.0, all you gotta do is go to your engine oil cap, go to the right, and it's right here. There's your fuel rail, there's your Schrader valve to check your PSI. Okay, now that we have the bed back on, we're going to wait to torque down them bolts. We're going to put the filler neck back in first. Okay, so go underneath and stick the filler neck back in. Alright, now we're going to get those 3 7mm. So we go. Now that you got them all started, you can just ratchet them in. get them nice and snug, and then you'll be good to go. Just get them nice and snug, and that's all there is to that. Put your gas cap back in. Now we'll work on the bed bolts. Okay, for these, I'm gonna run it down with an electric impact just to where they're about to start getting snug, and then we're actually going to torque them to 47 foot-pounds. Want to do that to the other side too real quick. Okay, for those of you who've never used a torque wrench, I got this taped in. It's a click style torque wrench. You can borrow these at Advance Auto, and right now it's stored at 10 foot-pounds. You always want to store it at the recommended store at spot. So we're at 0, that means we're at 10. Around, that's 20, 30, 40, and 2, 4, 6, and 7. So there's 47 foot-pounds. We'll just lock the nut back down. And now this adapter, when you're torquing things, you don't really want to use an adapter, but because you will have torque loss, but it's okay in this application. Okay, with a torque wrench, you want to go slow and precise, and when it clicks, you can stop. These are going to be pretty close already. They were hard going in. So. Now just do the same thing to the other side. Okay guys, so I forgot to record me plugging back up the lights, so just remember to do that, because if you don't, you won't have your blinkers or tail lights or any of that. That was the whole step-by-step process of removing your fuel pump or replacing it. If you buy the whole unit, it costs about $220, $250 in stores. Online I think you can get it for about $180. or you can replace the fuel pump like in this video, like just the fuel pump itself and not the whole housing, for about $50, plus the stock was about 15 bucks. I think all in all paid about 70 bucks. And that's all there is to it, to this 1998 Ford Ranger XLT 3.0. If you have any questions, leave a comment down below. And if you found this video helpful, please give me a like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you.